to Quilting Window. I'm Edyta from Laundry Basket Quilts, and I am so thankful that you took the time today to quilt with me. Come right over, I have something super special prepared for you. The quilt behind me calls Blooming Star, and it's made with our shooting star blocks. I am so excited to show you how to make one block today. If you can make one, you can make a dozen, and you can make table runners, quilts, and enjoy it. This quilt requires a little bit of patience, but it's not that difficult as difficult it looks. So come over, let me show you how to make this beautiful block. Let's see what we have in our quilting basket today. I have a pattern. This pattern calls Shooting Star, and in the pattern you have direction how to make a beautiful quilt and step by step for all the blocks. And what I like about this pattern, the step by step is accent with beautiful pictures. So for any quilter that reads the direction but also would like to see how things are made, this pattern is perfect. There are paper templates that are included in the pattern as well, and we're gonna use them for cutting. Oh, look what I have. Two beautiful fabrics. For one block, we need just one light and one dark. That's all that we need for today. Then we have beautiful acrylic templates. Those templates are on our website at wlaundrybasketquilts.com. Go visit and get those templates. They're gonna come really nice and handy. Or, like I said, you can use the paper one. I have a touch of glue that we're gonna use it to secure our block in place so we can applique. We have an invisible thread for anybody that wanna do machine quilting. We have a lovely Orifil thread for piecing and also for appliquing. And I put in my basket today a lovely Macrotex needle for stitching. A brand new needle, size 70. It's gonna be perfect for this project. This little set of embroidered needles is brand new. Oh, don't you love to go in a spring and refresh your sewing room and get some new really cute things? Recently, I got those little needles and I think you're gonna like them. And did you notice my newest pin cushion? I absolutely love it. Look at this. All the pins are staying right in. It has a little magnet and it is just delightful. I'm in love with that one. A little spool for pin cushion. So those are few of the things that we can use it. Like I said, patient, little scraps, light and a dark are just what you needed to start up, and a pattern. Okay, from our fabric, from the blue, with template A, we're gonna cut our first piece. This is the piece that we're gonna cut it. You're gonna place your template right over your fabric, and you're gonna go ahead and with a small rotary, you're gonna cut it all the way around. Super simple. Notice those little nooks and crannies right here. Your rotary will fit right into those areas. You're gonna cut 12 of those pieces for one block. Then with a second template from a strip of fabric, we're gonna cut triangles. Cut, flip those triangles up and down. They're gonna be just beautiful. So you're gonna need 12 of them as well. They're gonna fit right in here in the little glow. And anyone that has took my class on Dresden Star, yes, this is a similar technique. There's a little bit extra to it, so pay attention and let's see if now you can make a Dresden Star if you know how to make a shooting star. So those are the pieces that we're gonna need. We need 12 and 12. Later on, we also gonna cut a circle for the center of our block. But that's in just a little bit. All right, let's begin. We're gonna take our pieces, we're gonna fold them right sides together. I'm gonna move this a little bit to the side, right sides together, and with a beautiful 1/4-inch stitch, starting from this side, you're gonna stitch all the way down to this side. Perfect. You're gonna do 1, 2, 3. All of the pieces one after the other. Notice I already have one stitched. You're gonna end up with a gorgeous chain of them, 12 on the chain. Then you're gonna cut them apart. Each of them, you're gonna grab a scissors. Gently, you're gonna trim the tip. trim. And notice it, how I cut a sliver of the tip of the seam allowance. You need to remember you're gonna stay 1/8 away from the seam, from the stitch, 1/8. You don't want to come too close because you don't want to sacrifice that nice low point right there. You want to give enough fabric that when you take and push that seam down and flip it right side out, you're gonna be able to push that point really nice. And what I have, a cute little stiletto. You can get them in the grocery store. They're very inexpensive. And what I'm gonna do is now gently from one side and the other, I'm gonna push that point up. Push, push, push. Look what I'm doing, a little bit at a time. And did you notice this is the pointy side? I'm using the dull side of my stiletto to push. I don't want to break through that fabric. I want to go ahead and nicely just push it to the top. And notice how I'm putting my stiletto. Do you see I go on one side of my seam allowance? Go push. And then I go from the other side of my seam allowance. With a little practice, by the time you make 12 of them, you get really good in it. Now notice it, I have not yet achieved a beautiful point. So now I can go ahead and pull it from this side with my cute little pin. Look at this, I just pull it up just like this. Oh, it's getting better and better. And sometimes wiggle that seam back and forth. It really helps. All right, now this looks quite nice. It's perfect. And we are ready for our next step. The next step is we're going to center up the seam and press it. Before we go into this part, I want to remind you about something that I taught you in my Dresden Star class. Do you remember that? If you're having difficulty getting a good point, remember we took a thread, we put it right through it, and we pulled that seam with a needle and a thread, so that way you can pull it up that way too. Go refresh that technique. It's maybe helpful. So if the stiletto doesn't work, you can do it this way. But I think with a little patience, pushing left and right, you get a great point. Okay, now let's center it up, beautiful, and we're gonna press it from the back. We're gonna make our first point. We need to repeat it 12 times. We need 12 points for our star. I already have few that I have made right here, so I'm gonna put them right in front of me. Now we're gonna move in to our triangle. Remember that cute little triangle? Now it's time to set it between two of our points. We're going to fold the triangle step. Yes, this is the difference between Dresden star and shooting star. We're folding the top 1/4 inch, then we folding it in half. Why do I fold a 1/4 inch? Because I want to bring this top all the way to the edge right there, so I want that edge to be finished. So I need to fold it 1/4 inch, then I fold it in half. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this blade and match all my raw edges. Beautiful. Now notice this line, it gives me the guide how far away the point has to lay. So that point, look at, end up right on that line. See right here, right on that line. All my raw edges are matching beautifully. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my cute little pin and pin this in place. So that way I can free my hand and grab this and put it right over. So now match, match, and let's match all of these edges right here. Beautiful. Match it up. If the point is rolling out, push him a little bit in, just like this. Start sewing right here. And what I do is I position this under the foot of my sewing machine and I lower the needle, so I guarantee myself that first stitch in the exact spot that I wanted to. And I'm gonna go ahead and sew it straight down. If you would like to, you can go back and forth, lock the stitch and then go straight down. I just start up right here, go straight down, and look at this. I just finished one. See, the stitch is right here. Beautiful. Now the next step is I'm going to open the seam in the back. See, open it up with my fingers, and then I flip it down onto my ironing board, and I go ahead, put my finger in that little hole, pull it gently, center it up. Remember, this has to match with the seam right here. Center it up, and now I can go ahead and press my first set of 2. Isn't that beautiful? Look at this. As soon as you know how to make sets of 2, and you're gonna make 6 of them for one block, so you will repeat this step 6 times. You're gonna go ahead, then sew sets of 4. So you go 2 plus 2 with the point in between right here, and you're gonna have a set of 4. Notice it, you're gonna open the seam in the back, beautifully press it, and you're pressing from the front up to the middle, and then from the back all the way, press it nicely open. So now we have sets of 4, and we did the same thing. 3 sets of 4 gives us a full plate, and now we can go ahead and focus on placing our block onto a beautiful background and applique. I'm gonna step back just for a moment, and if you don't have the templates, you can cut it with the templates in a pattern, remember? Then if you would like to, you can get the templates and cut your pieces. Or I totally forgot to remind you guys that we also have available dies from Applique Quilts. So you can also get a die on our website, and we will be able to sell the dies as individual dies. You will not have to buy the whole cube to get just the shooting star one. That's why I put them on my table to remind you about it. This is something new coming out, that you'll be able to purchase the individual dies. But let's go back to what we're making, because it's such an exciting moment of this beautiful block. We're gonna get a background. Now I'm gonna flip this to the back so you see what I did. I sew all my pieces together. Notice I now open all the seams. There are longer threads right here. I want to show you this. When I start sewing, I leave the threads a little longer, because guess what? I can beautifully tag them under there and nothing is coming apart. If you would like to, you can tie them. I just tag them underneath, and what I'm gonna do is grab my wonderful glue, this glue right here, sew line, and with a touch of glue I'm going to secure my beautiful block in place. And you can center it up. I'm gonna turn it just a little bit more. Oh, this is perfect. See what I'm paying attention to it? This line right here, I don't know if you can see it, I center my background over this. If you don't have it, you can also do it this way, make a X, right, make a plus right here on your background, just like this. And notice now I have guiding lines. I'm standing really close to my board so I could see those lines, and it just became so natural to me that I always follow that. And look at it, I match, 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 and now I know my block is centered up really nice. Isn't that great? So this little cute little board really comes handy. Now touch with the glue, glue it down, glue it down, glue it down, one after the other. And now you can decide, you can either machine applique. If you're doing machine appliquing, you need a cotton thread in the bobbin, you need an invisible thread on the top, and it's a small zigzag. You will go around the edges and applique your block in place. Remember to go from here straight out, stop, lift the foot of your machine to release some of the pressure, turn yourself around, then go this side, one side after the other. I like to applique this project by hand, because guess what? all the edges are so beautifully turned under for me. So what I would do is I take that brand new embroidery needle, and you know why I'm using embroidery needle, because the eye is so much bigger, so it's easier to thread. It slips beautifully, and when I cut my thread, I cut a Orville 2010, and I usually cut it from my fingertip to my elbow. I don't cut anything longer than that, because as you're making all the stitches, the thread is gonna weaken up and weaken up, so you don't want a really long thread and you pulling your arm out. Nope, you want something nice and short. And then I go ahead, grab it, and I would start up right there, and look at it. I gently would squeeze it, and with a beautiful slip stitch. And you're gonna say, oh, why do you use light thread for your applique? Because I'm matching to the background, and I am just gently slip stitch from the back, one low stitch at a time, and I'm gonna applicate my project and take my time, one low stitch at a time. I'm gonna go ahead and beautifully secure it in place. Takes a little bit more time, but that's okay. I enjoy hand sewing, so I would hand applique all the way around. Now we still have a center to address. What I like to do, I make sure that all my little guys are overlapping each other really nice. My little points, they lay so beautiful. And now from my pattern, I'm going to cut that shooting star circle C. This is gonna be my template, and all that I did is wrap my fabric around it. I pulled it gently, press the edges, and now I have a beautiful circle for a center. And what I would do is again stitch by hand or stitch by machine. I will pop, if I'm stitching by hand, I will pop this circle before I start stitching. If I'm doing by machine, I would go ahead and stitch around it, then from the back cut it open and pull my circle pattern out so it does not stay in the project. Oh, isn't that just wonderful? I am so excited about this block. This calls, like I say, shooting star. The quilt behind me is blooming star. It has the shooting star block, and what I did in a center, I cut 4 blocks, enough background for 4 blocks. Applique only 1 block in the middle, 1 Dresden shooting star blades, and then the remaining of the area where I filled it up with beautiful applique. Those packages of applique will be available with our new collection that it's coming out. That collection calls Perfect Union, and it is the most beautiful blue and white collection, and we will have this pattern available for you. So if you would like to, you can do your blocks with, you can do your quilt without applique. Shooting star or blooming star will include the applique in it, so you can enjoy it as well. But I can tell you don't want to wait. You're excited about trying the technique. All that you need is a little bit of patience, and my recommendation, if you would like to, using a beautiful charm pack would give you a lot of beautiful colors and can do a really nice scrappy feel to your blocks. So I chose the newest charm packs that we have. This is Something Blue. This one is Delphina. That's the newest one we have in blue and white, and it has plenty of lights and darks, so that way you can try 1 or 2 blocks and see how you like it. And guys, this just come in and I had to pull it out for you. Those are 2 pieces of our new collection called Super Bloom. Look how beautiful this piece of fabric look. Would be perfect for your setting triangles. This is stunning. So this is perfect for a background setting triangle, little bit of blue with it. If you like this fabrics, you are gonna love those whole bundles that just come in. That's from a Super Bloom collection. This would be beautiful for something like that if you want a little bit more scrappy feel to it, not just blue and white. It was my pleasure to have you all over. Before you go, no, I'm not asking you to smell my beautiful flowers. I wanted to show you a little table runner that I made it for myself. And look at this, isn't that lovely? So you can try 3 blocks, set them on point, and make a beautiful table runner, perfect to practice and perfect for low spring table covering and low spring decorating. I am so thankful you are here. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit us on our website at laundrybasketquilts.com, and happy quilting!